Hello, everybody. This is John Lewandowski, co-host of From Milwaukee to Nashville. Daniel is feeling under the weather tonight, so you will have me to bring our podcast to you tonight. Our podcast is brought to you by the wonderful folks at Hockey Locker, 2002 West Howard Avenue. You can call them at 414-800-7585 or visit their website at hockeylockermilwaukee.com. All right, so it is a triple tonight. Tonight we had the ECHL, the Atlanta Gladiators at South Carolina Stingrays. We had the AHLs, Hartford Wolfpack at the Milwaukee Admirals. And we had the Los Angeles Kings and Nashville Predators in LA. First, we are going to start with the ECHL tonight. So, the Atlanta Gladiators at South Carolina Stingrays. All right, shots on goal in the first period. Atlanta outshoots South Carolina 7-5. In the second period, South Carolina outshoots Atlanta 13-4. In the third period, Atlanta outshoots South Carolina 10-7, and in total, South Carolina outshoots Atlanta 25-21. On the power play, Atlanta goes 1 for 5 with 20 minutes, 6 infractions, while South Carolina goes 0 for 4 with 32 minutes, 8 infractions. All righty, now into the scoring. There was no scoring in the first period. In the second period, um, at the 10:27 mark was a goal for South Carolina by Romain Rosinski, assisted by Micah Miller and Tyler Weiss, putting South Carolina up 1-0. That would do it for scoring in the second period. In the third period, at the 1:14 mark, South Carolina scores again with a goal from Micah Miller, assisted by Ryan Hoffer. That was on the shorthand, making it 2-0 South Carolina. Then at the 14:23 mark for South Carolina, Dean Locust scores, assisted by Josh Wilkins and Charlie Combs, making it 3-0 Stingrays. And then finally, at the 1956 mark for Atlanta on the power play is a goal by Joey Kipalone, assisted by Jeremy Hansel and Chad Nychuk. Atlanta unfortunately falls 3-1 to the South Carolina Stingrays tonight. Um, in goal for South Carolina was Gibson, stopping 20 of 21. And in goal for Atlanta was DeRider, stopping 22 of 25. Your three stars of the game, all from South Carolina, was third star Miller, second star Lucas, and first star Gibson. That would do it for the game, but we are still going to talk a little bit about the ECHL's Atlanta Gladiators. So the Atlanta Gladiators did renew their affiliation through the 2026-27 season with the Milwaukee Admirals and Nashville Predators. With that being said, the next game for the Atlanta Gladiators is against the Orlando Solar Bears at 10:30 in the morning Eastern time. This upcoming Wednesday, or not upcoming Wednesday, they are off till Wednesday, March 26th. And finally, just some statistics here for you. Atlanta's 61 games played this season. They are 26 and 28, so their win percentage is at 42.6%. Goals scored for them this year has been 160, goals against 202. They have 4 overtime wins, 5 overtime losses, 2 shootout wins, and 2 shootout losses. Now, on the power play this year, Atlanta has had 24 goals scored. However, they have only been at 12.8% as they have had 188 power plays. On the penalty kill, they have had 156 penalty kills out of 196 opportunities, leading to a very good penalty kill, in my opinion, at 79.6%. Um, let's see, like I said, goals scored 160, shootouts 2, shorthanded goals 6, power play percentage 13, and penalty kill percentage 80%. So that is just a brief team statistics for you for the Atlanta Gladiators as of tonight. Now we will move on to the Hartford Wolfpack at the Milwaukee Admirals, which is the AHL. Shots on goal in the first period. Hartford outshoots Milwaukee 9-8. In the second period, Milwaukee outshoots Hartford 10-4. In the third period, Milwaukee outshoots Hartford 9-7. And in total, Milwaukee outshoots Hartford 27-20. Hartford goes 1 for 1 on the power play with 22 minutes, 7 infractions, while Milwaukee goes 0 for 4 with 16 minutes, 4 infractions. That's a bummer that they went 0 for 4 because with that power play, had been able to get something past Hartford's goalie. Maybe it would have been went to overtime. You never know. But unfortunate that on the 4 tries, we weren't able to come up with a goal. Anyways, let's get into scoring. Scoring in the first period at the 1903 mark for the Admirals was Jesse Ullinen scoring his 10th on the season, assisted by Mark Friedman his 10th and Jake Livingstone his 5th, putting the Admirals up 1-0. Then in the second period, it was all Wolfpack. 17 seconds into the second period, Dylan Ruberek scores his 12th on the year, assisted by Yaroslav Schemler. I apologize that I butchered your name. That was his 15th assist on the year, and also assisted by Anton Blid, his 11th of the year. Then at the 12:55 mark for Hartford, Dylan Roberek scores his 13th on the season on the power play and second of the game, assisted by Connor Mackey, his 13th, and Yaroslav Kamler, his 16th. Then at the 17-minute mark, Hartford scores again with a goal from Connor Mackey, his 6th on the season, assisted by Brendan Britson, his 16th, and Alex Belize, his 36th. So at the end of the second period, Hartford was up 3-1. Going into the third period at the 10:28 mark, Hartford scores again with a goal by Lucas Edmonds, his 5th, assisted by Adam Sikora, his 18th, and Matthew Robertson, his 21st. Then at the 17:36 mark, the Admirals score with a goal from Kyle Marino, his 7th on the year, assisted by Ryan Ufko, his 15th, and Ozzy Weisblot, his 20th. That would do it for the scoring. Unfortunately, tonight the Admirals fall to the Hartford Wolfpack 4-2. In goal for Hartford was Dylan Garand, stopping 25 of 27. In goal for Milwaukee was Magnus Krona, stopping 16 of 20. For Hartford, head coach Grant Potlany. Assistant coaches are Paul Mara and Jamie Tardif. Goaltending coaches Brendan Burke. For your Milwaukee Admirals, head coach Carl Taylor, assistant coach Matt Donovan, assistant coach Greg Rollo. Like I said, it was played here at the UWM Panther Arena. Attendance was 7,583. Officials for tonight. Your two main referees were Jordan Deckard and Jake Jackson, and your two linespersons are Craig Ford and TJ Lyle. Um, your three stars of the game, third star for Hartford was the goalie, Dylan Garand, stopping 25 of 27. Second star for Hartford was Dylan Roberick with the two goals. And first star for the Hartford Wolfpack with a goal and an assist was Connor McKay. All right. So in the last 10 games, the Admirals are now 5-2-1-2. Um, Power plays this year, they are 39 on 213 attempts, which is an 18.31% mark. Penalty killing, they are 32 out of 224, which is pretty decent at 85.71%. Um, um, Milwaukee's next game is tomorrow at 3 o'clock here at UWM Panther Arena versus the Rockford Ice Hogs. And I am checking now at the 2025 Calder Cup playoff picture, which was last updated at 7:40 our time. So that would be actually this morning, so it hasn't updated as of tonight. But as of this morning, the Admirals have 14 games remaining, 30 wins, 18 losses, 4 overtime losses, 6 shootout losses, and have 70 points. Below them is the Texas Stars with 69 points, and they have 17 games remaining. Below that is the Grand Rapids Griffins at 68 points with 13 games remaining. Below them are the Chicago Wolves at 63 points with 16 games remaining. The Ice Hogs at 56 points with 16 games remaining. The Iowa Wild with 44 points with 16 games remaining. And the Manitoba Moose also have 44 points with 16 games remaining. So, aside from Grand Rapids, we're going to wrap up the season before the rest of the division. Grand Rapids, I'm guessing, will finish first with the 13 games remaining. All right, now on to the Nashville Predators and Los Angeles Kings. Um, all right, so there wasn't a lot of scoring in the game. Only one goal, and that came in overtime for the Kings, is Quinton Byfield scoring his 17th of the year, assisted by Kempe his 27th and Clark his 23rd. That was at 3 minutes and 20 seconds into overtime. Unfortunately, that means the Predators lose 1-0 in overtime. I mean, they get a point, but anyways, the stats on this game. Shots on goal in the first period, Nashville outshot the Kings 7-4. In the second period, they outshot the Kings 7-2. In the third period, the Kings outshot them 12-9. In overtime, the Kings outshot them 3-1. And in total, Nashville had 24 shots on goals while the Kings had 21. The Kings were better in the faceoff circle at 54.5% to Nashville's 45.5%. Nashville goes 0 for 2 on the power play while the Kings go 0 for 3. Nashville had 6 penalty minutes to the Kings' 4. Nashville out-hit the Kings 26-18. They out-blocked the Kings 21-9. The Kings had 17 giveaways to Nashville's 13, and Nashville had 8 takeaways to the Kings 5. Um, so that actually wraps up the season series for Nashville against the Los Angeles Kings. And the Kings win out the season series 2-1. Now, let's see. So the three stars of the game. The third star for the Nashville Predators was Onanen, and he stopped 1 second here. He stopped 20 of 21 with a .952 save percentage. In goal for the Kings was Darcy Kemper getting the shutout. Back to the three stars. The second star of the game goes to Darcy Kemper of the Kings. And the first star of the game goes to the guy who scored the only goal, Quentin Byfield for the Los Angeles Kings. So let's see. Coming up for the Predators on, I believe, is this Wednesday? I believe. Yes. Or no, Tuesday. Coming up on Tuesday for the Nashville Predators are the St. Louis Blues. In the season series, St. Louis and Nashville have only met once so far this season. That was back on December 27th with St. Louis winning 7-4. And I am giving a preview of this upcoming game because we end up playing St. Louis a lot before the month is up. We will play St. Louis again on March 18th, which is the next game on Tuesday. We will play them again March 23rd, and then we will play them March 27th. So, yeah, three games against them within a span of about 2 weeks. And then just to look off standings, Nashville has 66 games played. They are 25, 33, 8, and 8. They have 58 points. And that is all. So I believe that's all I have for you for our organization, but I would also like to give a shout out to the Wisconsin women's hockey team, headed to record tying 16th Frozen Four. The Wisconsin women beat Clarkson today 4-1 in the NCAA regional final today. With the win, the Badgers are headed to a record-tying 16th women's Frozen Four. They are now tied with Minnesota for the most in NCAA tournament history. So congratulations. And it is only fitting that they're tied with Minnesota for, the most in NCAA tournament history, because Wisconsin will play Minnesota in the semifinals of the Women's Frozen Four in Minneapolis on Friday. But congratulations go out to the Wisconsin women's hockey team. I think that is all I have for you tonight. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. I know St. Patty's Day is coming up. Please be responsible, have a good time. If you celebrate St. Patty's Day or, whatever, just be safe, be careful. If you need to call an Uber or a Lyft or a friend, you always got that option. So anyways, I hope everyone does have a good rest of the weekend. Thank you. This has been John Lewandowski from Milwaukee to Nashville. Have a good rest of your weekend and a good night.